How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Philadelphia Flyers franchise mode, episode number 22, headed into the 2028 draft and off-season. Now, if you watched the last episode, you knew that I was having a bit of a sore throat issue. Over the last few days, it's gotten a little bit worse. I'm still feeling great, but my throat is not doing very well. I'm a little congested, but I'm fighting through it. So my usual off-season draft and off-season episodes are over an hour long. It may still be that long, but I'm going to do my best to try and cut corners where I can to just, bring this video together as soon as possible, because I'm not going to be able to hold out for a whole hour and a half, 2 hours of recording. So you can probably anticipate a lot of voice cracks and trouble along the way, but I will do my best. So in the last one, we were reigning Stanley Cup champions in the postseason. We went through the Florida Panthers in round number 1 in 6 games, but in round number 2, when up 3-1 in the series against the Hurricanes, we lost 3 consecutive games to lose in 7 against the Hurricanes, who went to lose in 7 in the Eastern Conference Final against the Maple Leafs, and the Maple Leafs went on to win the 2028 Cup. We had a lot of disappointing performances. I can't really sugarcoat much. There was a lot of good stuff. Laine 18 points, Peterson 15 points. We had 3 players over a point per game. Seider was great. But scrolling down the list, we had a lot of disappointments. Matthew Savoie, 3 points in 9 games. Puljujärvi, 3 points, -6, and 14 penalty minutes in 13 games. Really disappointing. We saw Pelech, 2 points, -7. Really just, the word I used a lot last episode was disgusting. Thatcher Demko went 7-6-0 in the postseason, .893 save percentage, 3.48 goals against. There were some comments, as I anticipated, wondering should Ev Gascon have gone in nets. And you know what? Of course, looking back on it, I agree. It's just that it's tough when we're looking at the Vezina Trophy winner. Thatcher Demko went on to win the Vezina in 2027-28, but he just fell apart so much in the postseason. It was tough to go anywhere but Thatcher, and I wanted him to be able to carry us through, but of course, maybe going to the 79 overall would have been the better idea in the end, as we lost 3 consecutive to the Hurricanes. So now headed into the 2028 off-season, it is going to be our final season or so that we're doing in this episodic fashion, with the off-season, the season, the postseason, the off-season, the season, the postseason, etc. As this episode, if you're watching it live as it's uploaded, is here on October 7th, the afternoon of October 7th, 2022, but on October 8th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Eastern, live here on YouTube, we will have the 2028-29 season in its entirety here for all of you to watch live and add your thoughts live. The season, and hopefully, of course, the postseason, and maybe more. As we simulate the entirety of year number 7 and maybe into year number 8, we'll see how much we can get done in the live stream, and then we'll do about 10, 11, 12 years of simulation until year number 20 in the wrap-up, which will come in the coming days before NHL 23 drops on October the 14th. So I hope that you'll be able to join us, as it will be a very fun time to wrap up our series here in Philadelphia and try to get 2 cups in 3 years, maybe then 3 and 4 or 2 and 4. We're going to do our best to try and end it off with a Stanley Cup if possible. Now, diving into the comments from the last episode, not too much to say aside from a few draft targets as well as a few trade ideas, as we may be looking to move on from Adam Pelech as well as Jesse Puljujärvi, as it's time to make some room for some other players who want to come up into the top 4D and the top 6 forwards, and we thankfully do have options. Now, I think leaving the largest comment in channel history, it's possible. You can pause and use a magnifying glass to try and read it. Joe leaving a novel, and I'm not going to take the 4, 5, 6 minutes to read through every word of it, but a novel of a comment that I very much appreciate. You can take the time to pause and read it if you would like. Basically, the summary is Claude Giroux, get him as our coach, possibly our head coach ASAP. Exciting playoffs. Thatcher Demko, more like Dumpko. It wasn't great. The defense needs to be reworked a little bit. A lot of what happened in the postseason, like Robertson's 5-minute charging major, was just disgusting. We could see Brisebois-Seider as the top pair next season. Then what would we do in the rest of the defense? I do have a good idea. We could go Plekhanov, Hakana. I do think that would be the idea, because Sanheim is another guy we'd likely be moving on from. Pelech did well in the regular season, but not really great at all. He was a flop in the postseason. Gone. Perfect. Robertson and Foot/Risto on the 3rd D pair, I could see it. For the forwards, we could still keep going Nylander, Peterson, and Laine on the top line. If we move on from Puljujarvi on the second line, we could have Pekka slot in with Paros and Savoie, Mayorov, Frost, Paco on the third, Denoye, Douglas, and then you got Madden, free agent signing, Ashton Reese, one of those guys on the fourth line. I like it. Draft class, consider targeting a top 10 selection. We could go for Vikingstad, who's projected to go 4th overall. We'll see if any teams want to trade their picks. Or Carlos, the right-handed D-man, who's projected to go 6th overall. Cavallo, also projected to go 9th, could be a guy that we think about. And there's also V. Julien, who has a similar playing style to our former captain, Claude Giroux. There are also some other tempting picks like Valentenko, Saint-Denis, Corso, McCulloch. I went ahead and pinned all of those prospects. Dare I say, if Frost survives this offseason, we may as well keep him as an organizational player like Giroux, but without playing him on more than one NHL team. That's everything I have to say. I enjoyed this video very much. Always a pleasure watching your content. Looking forward to the rest of the series and the newest EA installment where we begin a new journey with a new team. Devils, Leafs, Red Wings, or Habs for me. Much, much love, Data. Thank you very much, Joe. So Joe ends off the comment by adding thoughts for which team he wants to see in the next series. If you want to cast your vote or your suggestion for which series you'd like to see in our opening series for NHL 23, follow the pinned comment, which is in this episode, and you'll be able to leave a comment or like other comments with suggestions. Alfred leaves a comment agreeing that it may be time to say goodbye to Pelech and Puljujarvi as much as he hates to say it. Maybe package them and the 2 first-round picks. We picked 28th and 31st for an impact second liner and a top 4D, especially if we don't re-sign Sanheim. A defensive D for the penalty kill or another defensive forward in the bottom 6 to help out the PK would be great. Always a potential for off-season growth as well. Great commentary, my friend. Disappointing result, but always a pleasure to watch. Those top picks are tempting. If ready, I say we could pivot the first and Pelech or Puljujarvi to move up. A lot to think about and looking forward to the next video. Thank you very much, Alfred. Last YouTube comment coming from Darth Bane, who said Puljujarvi with 14 penalty minutes and dog water production. Gotta go. Rip Claude. Also, what I'm going to reply to, as much as I laugh at the first part, kind of sad you never tried Paros, Savoie, and Line on a line. And I do hear you, Darth. We got eliminated, so anything would have been better than getting eliminated. But the reason I didn't try it was because of how dominant that first line was. I was hoping the secondary scoring would be able to wake up a little bit, because the first line, as much as you think, okay, maybe we spread the wealth, it doesn't always pan out. It was a calculated risk, and it didn't work out, unfortunately. But I hear you, and that would be an idea for us moving forward when we're seeing more of a lack of production. Over to the Discord server, Wild Bronco Scott saying Philly Sports Talk Radio and Flyers Twitter is going to be busy breaking down the decision to not give Ev Gascon a start or two despite Demko's subpar performance throughout most of the postseason. So, the GM isn't available for comment in June and July. We'll see what the press is asking us come September. And Pat leaving a fair comment saying, tough way to lose to be sure, just an RNG random number generator receipt for that finals run last season where we were down 3-1 and we came back and won in 7 games. Sounds like Jesse Puljujarvi and Adam Pelech are heading out. Makes sense based on the contract timeline, their ages, and respective performances. I'd trade Jesse at the draft. Those 23 modifiers in the player growth that we saw earlier, last episode, are boosting his overall to 86 based on past performances. I could see him being an 83 or an 84 on July 1st. Mayorov and Pekka are strong line 2 contenders. Both shoot a ton, and this is a chance to strap a rocket to their back. Well said. I agree with that, Pat. So I'll stop the comments there, and we'll start moving into the off-season. At the draft, I've pinned a lot of players that I'm thinking of going after. And for the forwards and defense moving into next season, here's what I'm currently thinking. Unfortunately, a lot is based on growth, but this is what I'm currently thinking for the forwards. First line still Line, Nylander, and Peterson. Second line, Paros, Savoie, and I think I'm going to try Joey Pekka. Joey Pekka, despite being an 80 overall right now, he should continue to grow, and he is a big shooter. 99 shot accuracies, 18 goals with 10 minutes of ice time this past season. Give him second line minutes, it could be explosive. Then the third line would be Frost, Paco, and Mayorov, with the fourth line being Lindblom and a couple other depth pieces. Perhaps if we look in the system, we see Douglas, Zach Aston Reese, etc. Even Madden, Denoye, there's a lot of options for that fourth line. Or we could even draft somebody. Defense, I'm thinking the top pair would be Sider with Brisebois. The second pair, we could try Plekhanov and pair him with the currently unsigned right defenseman, 81 overall, Vesa Hakana, defensive defenseman. But now I ask, would it be too hard to have two defensive defensemen playing on the same pairing. That's the only issue. If we did bump Hakanna down to the third pair, it depends on how his overall would grow over the offseason. But let's say we did put Hakanna on the third pair. That means that Plekhanov would have to play with, there's the question mark, Sanheim, Risto, but Sanheim wanting to re-sign for $6+ million, not going to happen. So right now, depth chart wise, it probably goes Plekhanov, Hakanna, then third pair, Risto and Robertson, with Cal Foote being the 7th D. A lot of it will depend on Hakanna's growth, but again, even if Hakanna was, say, an 83 overall, I don't know if it makes sense to put two big defensive defensemen together. That's why I lean Plekhanov with a new second pair defenseman, and then the third pair can be Robertson and Hakanna with Risto as 7th or Foote or whatever else. So it'll depend on what's available at the draft, but I am thinking about moving Pelech and Puljujarvi to facilitate those moves. Also going into that will be the coaching. How does the chemistry work? Our current coach, he won us a Stanley Cup, and we had our 57 wins last season, but the chemistry is not great with him. We'll probably look to get a new coach, maybe even Claude Giroux. But that being said, let's now move into the draft, and let's see, are there any top 5 picks up for grabs? That's really going to decide whether or not we trade for mid picks or high picks. And I see the 4th overall pick is up for grabs here from Columbus, as well as the 6th, and nothing else in the top 10. So the 4th and the 6th overall picks are indeed up for grabs. At number 4, we could think about Vikingstad, if he's available, or maybe Parks, as a right D, continues to drop. Or do we trade for 4th and reach for Jorge Carlos, 17-year-old NHL-ready defensive defenseman, medium elite potential gem? That's very tempting as well. Boy, oh boy. I don't know, maybe we pass on the defense because it sounds like we could maybe trade for a defense with all the value we have. I don't know. Then Cavallo, he's also NHL-ready. But the thing is, it's possible, but I doubt it. I would bet that Carlos is between, I'm going to say 77 to 80 overall. I'm going to say Cavallo, because he's ranked 9th, is probably 74 to 77. So although it says NHL ready, it's more like 1 year away. Obviously, Carlos is better and younger, but Cavallo, medium elite potential at 9th overall, that'll be a steal of a pick. So let me see who's here at 4th. Let's see who Winnipeg, Nashville, and Pittsburgh select. First pick, Ludwig, 80 overall two-way forward, medium elite. Parks, the offensive defenseman, goes to Pittsburgh. And then Nashville selects Ferraro. So Vikingstad is still available. And don't forget, he is 17 years of age, a gem, putting up good numbers in an A-plus competition, A-plus shooting, NHL ready, similar to Teemu Selanne, two-way forward, but maybe a sniper with those numbers. I would not mind trading for that 4th overall pick with Columbus. They do want to trade it, but the one problem is that they're a division rival. That's the only thing. But if I were willing to give you, let's say pick number 31, Anaheim's first round pick. Don't forget also, because I'm getting ahead of myself a bit, we also wanted to trade the medium league goaltender Orlando Suarez. We have too many medium league goalies, too much of a long jam. Let's use his value now. Let's trade them to Columbus. Does Columbus need a goaltender? Yes, absolutely. They have Shesterkin and nobody else, basically. That guy Young is okay. So we give them a medium league prospect. They trade down to the 31st overall pick. And we can give them Pelech or Puljujarvi. Are they interested in either? Pelech, not so much. And Puljujarvi, let's see. They are interested in Puljujarvi. Let's see. Who would they be interested in trading back, if anyone? Do they have any interesting expiring contracts? I know I gotta go quickly here. Kent Johnson expiring deal, but 25, 83 medium elite. That's kind of like an Alex Newhook situation. No one's super tempting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'd slot into their top 6. What about on defense? They have... Ooh, look at all these expiring contracts here. Werenski, McBride, Boquist. Okay, now this is where it makes sense, because Columbus knows that they cannot re-sign all of these players. What if we take Adam Boquist? He's a right-hand shot, right? Yeah, he's a right-handed D, not having great success in Columbus. He'll cost a bit more than Pelech, but we take Adam Boquist from Columbus with his medium elite potential, or exactly whatever. They can't re-sign all those defensemen, so they give us a defenseman they wouldn't have been able to take anyways. Or they wouldn't have been able to keep anyways. I'll give you the first, Suarez, and then I'll give you Adam Pelech, a defenseman who's 86 overall and signed for 1 more year at 5.7. That helps you. That gives you stability. That locks in you getting to keep a defenseman at a good price tag. Now I think we're giving them too much value though. So can I take out the 31st maybe? Could we just do this trade straight up even? What do you say here, Columbus? Not particularly interested, okay. Let's try, I'll throw back in the 31st overall pick because we're not really interested in using it that much. But I'll take a little bit of value back. There's a lot of good value late in this draft. So if I could take back, can I get a 3rd this year and 4th and 7th next year? What do you say about this? Columbus, trade rejected, quite far off. Okay, let's try the 3rd and the 7th. Still not where you need to be. Just the 3rd, still quite far off. I got to get working here because the clock is ticking down. Could I go a 4th and a 6th in this year's draft? 4th and a 6th. Columbus, not where you need to be. How about just the 4th? Trade accepted! Okay! Adam Boquist, welcome to Philadelphia. Bello, welcome aboard. Adam Pellick, get out of here. Go win the Norris Trophy on a division rival. Of course you will. The Orlando Swartz, best of luck. And we get the 4th overall pick. Okay, I'll take it. And with that 4th overall selection, I think Vikingstad has to be the guy. As tempting as Carlos is, I think we have defense a bit more solid where I could see if Pekka struggles and Mayorov's not looking at slotting in, I could see, having some forwards who can move up and down the lineup. I think I'd like that. So the gem forward at 17 years of age is going to be our selection, so let's head up to the podium. With the 4th overall selection in the 2028 NHL entry draft, the Philadelphia Flyers are proud to select from Rogel of the SHL, Torsten Vikingstad. Welcome to Philly, and you are 80 overall. Let's go. Medium elite sniper, 80 overall, 5-star, 90 shooting. That's what we like to see. Not a wonky prospect. 85 offensive awareness. Okay, 6'1", right wing, left wing, 17 years of age. Yes. That is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Torsten Vikingstad, welcome to Philadelphia. Whew. Okay, so Carlos is going to go to Montreal very likely. Oh, but what if he doesn't? What if he doesn't? Hold on, let's see who Montreal takes at the 5th overall pick. So I'm not going to trade for a pick that no one wants to trade, that they don't want to trade away. 5th overall, they take Carlos. All right, 79 overall, defensive defenseman. We need some two-way and offensive. You know what? Actually, we don't need a defense. We have Adam Boquist. I forgot. So he can play second pair with Plekhanov, and they can be defensive and offensive defensemen. Perfect. So Petrovic would be more of a guy that we take for down the road. Do we trade Puljujärvi to try and get that selection? Or do we trade it with a team like Buffalo or whatever, like a low team to try and get their first next season? Who does Buffalo pick here at 6? They take Kozlov, medium top 4D. Huberdeau there goes to Dallas, and Calgary takes Holwig. So we have to trade again with a division rival to make this happen, with Cavallo likely going to the Islanders. Do I want to trade Puljujärvi to the Islanders? Not really. And there's other good prospects later. I'm going to pass on trading for another first-round pick, probably. I think let's probably just sim to pick number 28. I think that's the move, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see who else went in this first round. I'm sure there's other good players. So Cavallo, yeah, medium elite, 76 overall. I was right about the overall. A bit lower since he was lower in the rankings. 76 overall. Actually, oh no, but Patolny went to the Islanders. Cavallo went to the Bruins, but still, it wasn't a pick that they wanted to trade anyways. 72, 70, 74, 76. Good overalls over here. 72, 66, 65, 63, a lot of other ones. Okay, so here we are with the 28th overall pick. Is there anyone who is speaking to us? Not really. Medium top 6D, medium top 9 forward. No thank you. But we could trade down. There's a medium top 6 forward here in Kuparainen. I want to see what's their NHL. Ooh, 4 years away. Anyone who's 2 years away in the second round? Doesn't look like it, eh? Everyone's 3 years away. No one really standing out to me. There's a lot of low top 6 forwards. Yeah, low top 6 forwards later on. But to begin the second round, not great value. Any 2 year away low top 6 forwards? Unfortunately not. So what I'm going to look at doing here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to see if I can trade this first round pick with Jesse Puljujärvi to try and get a third round pick and maybe even a first round pick from a team next year. So who are the bad teams from this season? Maybe Winnipeg, Pittsburgh, or actually they won the draft lottery, so Pittsburgh, I don't want to treat them there, but maybe Nashville, and backup could be Arizona or Winnipeg. Let me see what I can do. I'm going to take a couple timeouts and see if I can work a trade out. So here's what I'm looking at with the Predators. I'll give you the 28th overall pick and Jesse Puljujarvi. 3 more years at an 86 overall, $5 million, good contract. They only have one other right wing at NHL caliber in their entire team. Give me your first next year, as well as 2/3 and then a fourth the year after that. I'm going to flip those thirds for thirds this year if I can. Nashville, what do you think? Trade accepted. Thank you very much. Jesse Puljujarvi, thank you for your service here. Thank you for getting that Stanley Cup ring with us. You were a big piece. You did very well, but a really bad postseason this last postseason. Only 9 goals plus a lot of assists, only 9 goals. I need a better shooter on that second line, so thank you for what you did, but I wish you all the best over in Nashville. So that helps us with our draft. Hopefully Nashville's not a good team next season. That gives us their first plus our first next year. I want to see if I can flip one of those thirds maybe, because now we have 3 thirds. If I could flip our third and Nashville's third for a couple thirds this year, that would be interesting because there are some very good players projected in the 50s, 60s, even some seconds. So with that 28th overall pick, the Predators go ahead and select a medium top 6D. Love it. And now we will sim to the next round, and I'll make a few trades. So Florida wants to trade the 50th overall pick. I'm going to see if I can flip the 2 thirds here. Our third and Nashville's third. I mean, keep Pittsburgh's third, and we can get a second round pick here. Still, a value is too far off. I could throw in one of the 4th round picks. We have 2 fourths next year as well. Trade accepted. Thank you very much, Florida. So there's a little bit of the trade with Puljujarvi helping us to get this 50th overall pick. As now at pick number 50, then we have pick number 60. We'll make a couple selections here. There are a lot of low top 6 forwards, which is very tempting, but I gave all of them a good look. I think we're going to go with Marco Schutza. Maybe it's that. Schutz. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he played in the Dell, low top 6, 6 foot, 194, a good two-way. Wonky prospect, eh? A- puck skills, D skating, B senses, C shooting. Ooh, maybe I won't go with him then, actually. Maybe Sandlak's the guy. Jack Sandlak, the sniper. A- shooting, wonky a bit, but really good shooting. All right, let's go for Sandlak. There we go, from the Malmo Redhawks of the SHL. Welcome to Philadelphia. He is 64 overall, low top 6 sniper with 2.5-star shooting. Okay, we'll take it. Other prospects going here, a lot of top 9s. Yikes, low elite. Medium top 6s. Okay, let's go ahead to pick number 60. Some good players will go between now and then. Low top 6, low top 4, low top 6. Yeah, look at the value here. Marco, this guy was low top 6 with, really wonky numbers that I wouldn't have wanted. So now let's make our selection at pick number 60, another low top 6 kind of guy. We can go for Kelly, Andy Kelly, 17 years of age, good numbers, 3 years away, I like that. Or we go for Zane Torres, possibly low elite, bit wonky on the attributes, or Fabian Stempniak, center right wing, 4 years away, D- skating, but a gem. We got to go for players that are going to be ready a bit sooner. I don't know. Kelly's kind of speaking to me. I like this 6'2", 17-year-old frame with the points he's putting up as well. I like that. I'm going to do it from the Kamloops Blazers of the WHL. Andy Kelly. Let's see what you got, buddy. You are 63 overall, low top 6 power forward, and the attributes are all around okay. All right, I like it for Andy Kelly. Next pick is at number 92. Let's just sim to the end of the round. Who else went after Kelly? More good players for sure. The value is here in this draft. After Kelly, we see low top 4D. Torres in the end was low top 6, okay. And Stepniak also low top 6, but 61 overall. Yeah, okay. I'm confident. There we go. Okay, GM Data knows what he's doing. Okay. We're at pick 65. Our next pick is at number 92. Do we want to make trades between now and then? A couple more low top 6 forwards are slated to go. I'm not sure if I want to make any more trades, though. Some elite value, perhaps. Or we could take 92. Those guys are going to be gone. I don't know why they show you the stars of the players before. Like Johansson or Coyle would be my pick here. One of these two guys. Warren Coyle, 3 years away. Or Kalle Johansson, also 3 years away. I'm gonna trade up to the. I'm gonna trade down from 90 to the high 80s. Excuse me. So New York, I'll give you 92 and 220 just to move up to 89. Thank you very much. I'm not gonna have to squeeze a sixth out of me, thankfully. Pick 89. Okay, we see Low top sixes. Yeah, a lot of low top sixes. Medium starter, low top. That guy was 3 bars medium elite. Good thing we didn't go for him. Then some top nines. All right, so here at pick number 89, we can go for Harika. No, I'm not going to go for him. It's for Coyle or Johansson. Then we pick again at, what, 94, I think? So I think we'll go for the defenseman here, Warren Coyle. We've got some D in the system. Low top 4D, good value at 89. Warren Coyle from Liga. He is 63 overall, low top 4D. Then we go to pick number 95. We see that Johansson was a low top 6 forward. Yeah, we knew that. Hughes was a fringe starter. And then at pick number 95... Any more value? We see 2-bar medium elite. It's a bit too risky for me. We'll probably trade down here. I'm not seeing a lot here. Bertram is maybe 3 bars medium top 4. Oh, but 20 years of age. No one really speaking to me here. Guaranteed medium top 6, George Setaguchi. Yeah, we're definitely going to take him. So let's trade down to pick number, like, 117. Let's see what Vancouver says to this. I'll give you a third and a fourth, 95 and 99 today. For the fourth today, and a third and a fifth next year. Is that being too greedy? Yeah. A bit too low. Maybe I could squeeze a seventh. Let's do a seventh next season. Why not? Even though we won't be going as in-depth next year's draft. Trade accepted. Thank you very much. We don't want picks 95 and 99. We go ahead and sim through those all the way to pick number 117. And at pick number 117, we'll take Setaguchi, who is the guaranteed medium top 6 forward. At 117, that is fantastic value. Still 5 years away. E-skating, yeah, he's not going to be anything really special. But he has the trade value and the potential. 50 overall, medium top 6. We will take it. Why not? All right. Our next pick is number 156. Let's see between now and then. We see another medium top 6 forward, Damian Kerslacki. 4 years away. Probably better than Setaguchi. He's 19 years of age, though. Guaranteed medium top 6. Don't mind if I do, so let's make another trade. How about I flip that third from Vancouver, and you give me the 122 now and a fourth and a fifth next season. A third for 2 fourths and a fifth. Not liking it, eh? Let's just try the third for 2 fourths then. What? Come on. For 122 and 186. Let's go. Yeah, come on. Come on. There we go. 2 picks right there. So let's go to 122. And we'll draft the other medium top 6 forward. As 7th Ds are going and stuff like that. So from he's a Canadian playing out of, come on, the Calgary Hitmen of the WHL. Welcome Damien to the organization. He is medium top 6, 59 overall, and he's a playmaker. Okay, 78 passing. Why not? Next pick is at 156. We want to trade down to like 146, 147, because there's a medium elite goalie around there. So Florida, I'll give you 156th and a 7th next year for 146. Thank you very much. And a lot of wheeling and dealing in this draft. 146 will be that medium elite goalie prospect. There was another goalie prospect that went to Saint Denis, but it would have been a bit too high for the value. Plus, he was 3 bars medium elite. We'll see what he was. But Valentenko's our guy here. Medium elite, 19 years of age, still 5 years away, but we'll take the medium elite potential any day of the week. He is probably in the 50s. Yeah, 55 overall for Valentenko with guaranteed medium elite potential. Love to see it. Bergenheim was another medium elite goaltender. Where was Saint Denis, another goalie who he was 3 bars medium elite, and he was elite, but 48 overall. And 2 years younger, yeah, he was 17, 48. Valentenko was 55, but 19. So, yeah, we can go to pick number 165 now, jumping ahead from Valentenko to who's available at 165. Probably not as much. There's great value in those deeper rounds there. We go for Tucker, yeah, gem defenseman, 2-bar low elite. Let's give a shot on him here from the Blainville-Boisbriand Armada of the QMJHL. Khalil Tucker. He is low elite, 55 overall. Okay, a gem here in the 6th round. Okay. Next is 186. Anyone between now and then? Nope, nobody there. So we'll go all the way to 186 and take our guy. I believe it's Corso, who's our next guy. We're reaching just a tad, but I'm not going to trade down just for a few picks. I'm going to go ahead and just take the guy that we want. Zach Corso from the Kamloops Blazers of the WHL. Yeah, 5 years away, e-skating, probably a 48 overall, but low elite potential, and we will take it at 186. 50 overall. All right, a center sniper. Yep, all right, no problem there. Now we can go to pick number 197, just about 10 picks after this pick, then a pick. Okay, perfect. So we'll go McCulloch right here. Fred McCulloch with pick number 197 right here, and then 199, low elite grinder, 50 overall. Did I miss somebody? I don't think I did. Maybe Telquist, low top 6? No, I don't think I was looking at anybody in particular. No, I don't think so. Go to pick number 199. The Bruins take a medium bottom 6 forward. at pick number 199. We'll just take our guys at this point, absolutely. Here we go, low elite. We have him watch listed. The Finn Kimmo Viitanen, 17 years of age, possibly low elite potential, 5 years away. He's going to be a project, but throw him in the system, and he is low elite. Oh my goodness, what an elite class. No pun intended. Wow, what a great draft this has been in terms of potential. Now, anyone else we want to go for? We have no more picks in this draft. Do we have anyone else watch listed? Bjorkstrand, who was 3 bars low elite, as well as Flaherty, guaranteed low top 6. So let's trade for the last 2 picks of this draft, and we'll take those guys. So here's a 7th in a couple of years to you, Toronto. Happy to accept that proposal. So glad to hear. And why not the 7th that we got from Vancouver in next season's draft to Anaheim. Happy to accept this proposal. Thank you very much. Let's take those last 2 prospects here at 223 and 224. So first we'll go ahead and take Bjorkstrand. He is 3-bar low elite, maybe a sniper, not sure, out of the SHL. Let's see what his value is. We get low elite again, 54 overall low elite. Okay. Wow, my goodness. And another pin prospect here, guaranteed low top 6, Quinton Flaherty. He will be pick number 224, guaranteed low top 6, and he is 51 overall. So quite the draft. Took many more players than I thought we would. Really going to help us when it comes to trades and things like that. Of course, many of these guys don't make the team, but they will replenish Lehigh Valley. Okay, a very good draft for potential. Now, something to the re-sign phase, we see our AHL associate coach needs to be re-signed. Some scouts got to be re-signed, so I'll take care of that off screen, and then we'll get into contract negotiations. Alrighty, that's all taken care of. Now let's head into the re-sign phase. I'm very curious to see what Adam Boquist will be requesting here, because Pelech was making, what, 5 point, I already forget, was it 5.65? Is that what he was making? Boquist at an 87 overall. He had an off year. He had a down year. Hopefully it wasn't something, I didn't really check too much details. I just saw Adam Boquist, right-hand shot, 87, clock was ticking. He hasn't been simulating super well with Columbus. 30-point seasons, kind of like that Neil Pionk type of area. So hopefully being on a much better team than Columbus, who finished 4th last or 3rd last in the NHL, will be able to get him and those attributes, 91 offensive awareness, 4-star defense, back to what it should be. If not, worst case, we move on in some other way. But right now, what is he asking for? Please not 7-8 million. 6.6. Okay, we can do that. 5 years at 6.6. 6 years it goes up to 6.7. That gets a bit too much. So yeah, 5 years at 6.6 looks like the best deal, and 85% of that is 5.61, so 5 years. Remember, in real life, Adam Boquist, age of 27, is going to be making a lot more, but in this universe, 5 years at 5.65, we get, that is the same deal as Adam Pelech, basically. That wouldn't be a bad deal for us, but we thankfully get to take him from Columbus, where they would not have been able to re-sign him for the, because they don't know how to use 85%. They wouldn't have been able to re-sign him for the 6.6 or 7 million that he would have wanted from them. But we can do the 85% trick, try to get him at 5.65, and we'll see what he says. Worst case, we move up the offer, but I like that very much. Who are their expiring players? Just looking at the UFAs first. We also see Hakana. Wait, hold on. That's oh, sorry, I was too scrolled down. Okay. Sanheim at an 83. Does he still want 6 million? Yeah, that's not happening. But I may sign and trade, because I would hate to lose Sanheim for nothing. We might do sign and trade for Sanheim. Risto, what are you looking at, baby? You want what? 6.3? Goodbye. My dear beloved son Rasmus Ristolainen, who we started this franchise mode with. He stayed, bro, look at these 82 game seasons through and through. 64 2 years ago, 15 this last year. Tough times. He's played over 1,000 NHL games. We brought him up from the depths of NHL mediocrity, got him a Stanley Cup ring, 3 points in that 22 game run, but I cannot sign you or trade you or whatever for 6 point whatever million. Hopefully he's still around in free agency, but that changes our plan a little bit, because now that makes Cal Foote possibly an everyday guy or full-time 7th D, as opposed to having to fight with Risto for that. Hakana, 81 overall, we can go ahead and sign him to his entry-level deal right now. And Cal Foote, hopefully you don't want crazy money. We got you for, what, a 3rd-round pick? It's a bit much for Cal Foote, but if he's a full-timer, that would be a different story. Because if Hakana, Robertson's the 3rd pair, Cal Foote on the last pair at 2 point whatever, no, it's not, no, I won't do it. It's crazy. The money for defensemen in this world is crazy. I know we have the cap space, but I refuse. I will sign you in free agency. I will keep that in mind. Zach Aston Reese, here you go. Nice 2-way deal. Thank you very much. He can continue to be depth for us. Kolyachonok, he can continue to be depth for us. There we go. That's what I like to see. Let me take care of all these UFA guys off screen. The RFAs, Brisebois and Plekhanov most notably, I'll probably just qualify them. We can either do the bridge or the long term on Brisebois. I would lean bridge in terms of realism, but the problem is defense costs so much in the future, plus we're going to be doing the long-term sim. I don't want to really have to take care of contract issues down the road. Going 8 years might be the move here before he continues to grow too much. So 7.425, 85% is 6.31. So if I went 6.325 for 8 years, let's see what Hugo Brisebois would think about that. Plekhanov, are you thinking around the same range? For 8 years, he wants 6.825. Pretty much the same thing. I'm down for 8 years. And we have the salary cap right now, 5.825 for 8 years on Ilya Plekhanov. All right, let's do it. Let's see what he says to that. And for the goalies, I believe all of our goaltending situation is taken care of. De Giguère, medium elite prospect, we need to sign him. That puts now 3 goalies in the AHL. So maybe we move on from Len Oliver. But I'll think about that. Okay, let me take care of the UFAs. We're back in a second. I'm also going to sign all of our prospects here. Some guys with low elite potential, stuff like that. I'm also very excited about this guy, Lyles. Amir Lyles. Offensive defenseman, 5'9". We're going to sign him up. Unfortunately, I have to let go of Elias Anderson because he wanted a one-way deal. I'm also going to let go of Wyatt Wiley, a player who's been in our organization the entire franchise mode. Never quite made the NHL. Wish him the best, but we're going to cut him because we need to make more room for our prospects. Alright, so advancing a day now. Let's see what everybody has to say about those contract offers. Aston Reese, Brisebois, Boquist, no. So Brisebois signs on for his 8-year extension. That's great. Boquist, not enough for him yet. Kolyachonok, Zek, Madden, Quinn, Zacharias, Denoyer, Lyles. Plekhanov says no. Maroon, Enland, Hakana, Tunney, Giguère, all saying yes. Alright, great news right there. So the UFAs that remain, Boquist and Sanheim. I'm going to give Sanheim a 1-year deal and just try and trade him. 1 year at 5.5 would be 85%, but that's just crazy money in this. It's only 2028. It's not like it's 2040. So Sanheim 1 year like that. Boquist did not want to do the 85%, so we'll go a bit higher. 5 years at 5.750. Let's try that. 5.750 for 5 years. Extra $100,000. Why not? Buy yourself something nice. And Plekhanov did not like that 8-year extension, but I'm not in a rush. I will qualify him and keep offering it until he accepts, basically. Advance another day. Let's see what they have to say. Scouts are signing on now. The AHL associate coach. I'm not interested in joining with this job, even though that's the job you already had. Who else here? Boquist, not enough. Sanheim, not enough. And yeah, Plekhanov is qualified, so it doesn't matter too much. Let's try 5 years at 5.85 for Boquist. And for Sanheim, I'm going to keep going up because we have the money and I'm trading him right away. So 1 year, 5.850. There you go. Let's advance another day. Let's get these guys signed on. Let's go. More scouts. Offer not enough from Boquist. An easy decision from Sanheim. Great. Still Boquist, though. The more he wants, the shorter term I want to make the contract. But 5 years gets him to 32 years of age around. So I don't want to go too much higher. 5.925 for 5 years on Boquist. We're getting close to free agency now, though, so he has to sign on here, buddy. Still not enough. Going down in years doesn't really change much, so I'll keep it at the years that he wants, which is 5 years. 5 years at 6.05. Let's try 5 years, 6.05. Yeah, cost us it's showing why the Blue Jackets wouldn't be able to hang on to him. Still not enough. Yikes! Last day of free agency. Of contract negotiations, sorry. This is the last offer he's going to get, so let's go another $200,000. 6.25 for 5 years. It's costly. Adam Boquist, buddy, sign that contract. Let's see. Come on. Still not enough. So now we got to try and get him away from other teams who will want him. So moving into free agency, who do we see here? Matty Beniers. Hold on, let's just go to the UFAs. Is he a UFA? No, Kucherov's a UFA, though. Josh Norris, Sidney Crosby at the age of 40, 89 overall. Of course, now he wants 6.7, and there's 3 teams interested, of course. So now I'm going to have to go the cheese way around, I suppose. Like 1 year, $7.5 million, and we re-sign him for cheaper later on. So it's frustrating, but thankfully we have the money this year to play the game. So 1 year at, let's even just make sure, 1 year at 7.75, and after that we sign him for much cheaper. So Want to play games? We'll play games. Moving to Plekhanov now. We see McBride and Hayter are both in RFA negotiations with the Blue Jackets. That's tough for them. That's why they couldn't take Boquist. Let's see with 4 years, 4.9. No, we can't cheese it too bad. Now he's willing to take 8 years of 5.675. Before we were offering him 5.8. I'm not going to cheese the system. I'm going to give him what we're already offering him. He's going to take that, absolutely. 8 years at 5.850. Already more than he needs or wants. There we go. July 1st, sometimes you got to wait to July 1st, and you got to play the game. Now the trade finder to see who wants Travis Sanheim and his $5.85 million deal. Looking at all teams, a third and a fourth, basically looking like what we can get from other teams. Yeah, let's say trim to a Western Conference team for a third and a fourth. Winnipeg were not a good team last year, so let's go a third and a fourth from Winnipeg, and I'll throw in a seventh. That's it. Oh, it's a 2030. Well, that's actually, I'll take it either way. It doesn't really change my life. So a third and a fourth in 2 years, and a seventh next year from Winnipeg. Trade accepted. Thank you very much. Goodbye, Travis Sanheim. Another original Flyer who was here from the beginning. Wishing you all the best, my friend. And I totally forgot about Vikingstad. We got to sign him, our unsigned prospect. Torsten Vikingstad, the 80 overall 17-year-old. Sign him to his ELC. A dream of mine. Welcome aboard. All right, back into free agency. Anyone else who interests us? Because obviously we want to go after Boquist. Worst case, I guess we move after somebody else. It doesn't always work out in your favor in franchise mode. Let's go UFAs. Any interesting UFA prospects? We see a lot of guys who are 24 years of age. Guys want one-way deals like Ulanov here, a sniper. Not really speaking to me. I'm looking for guys who are like 20 and in the 60s or 22. This one's interesting here. Geisberger, a sniper who was a second-round pick in 2024. Yeah, I'll sign you. But he wants a one-way deal. So I'll try a max two-way deal. If he wants it, he'll take it. Hennessy, low top six. Now we have low top six guys in our system already. That's okay. I'll pass. Looking at defense, where's Risto? What's his asking price right now? I'm very curious. Yeah, 6.45. Well, guys who are better and younger want 5. Yeah, okay, Risto. I'll see you around. So Boquist and Plekhanov are the ones we're waiting on. But before we advance, we have to go check out our coaching staff. So we already said it wouldn't be a bad idea to move on from our head coach, but he is A-rated. It's just that his defensive fit is not great. We see that with Moritz Seider. It's only about half the bar right there. So if we could find a better head coach, that would be a good idea, because Claude Giroux coming in, I don't know if I want to make him our head coach just yet. We have an A-plus guy here in free agency, Hextall. Great name for the Flyers. Eli Hextall. Very tempting, but not a good fit. Not a good fit. That's the problem. How about these other A-rated guys? What do we see? 50. How about with Seider? 50. 46. 58. No one likes a 93 overall defenseman on their first pair. Really? Really? This is crazy. This guy's the first one with a 57% fit, and he's B-rated. We can't make you our head coach, buddy. So let me see what's... And Anze Kopitar's there, too. Let me see. Where's Claude Giroux? Here he is, Giroux. C-rated AHL head coach. So we can't make him the NHL coach just yet. We don't know anything. Yeah, it doesn't tell us anything. But we do want to hire him for the NHL goalie coach. Now, some people were saying in the comments, no, don't make him the goalie coach because it's not going to be good for Ev Gascon. But the thing is, there are no goalie coaches in franchise mode. So he'll be happy to sign this. 8 years, $650K a year. NHL goalie coach. Let's sign him up. Claude Giroux staying in the organization. Look, they all say forwards, defense, veterans, generalists. There are no goalie coaches. And the ones that are goalie are rated like E. So we're not going to get a goalie coach either way for Ev Gascon's development or whatever. I could use an AHL associate coach if there are any who have high teaching and influence levels. I see B- and C-. Sold. Like here you see, this guy's technicality is goalies, but he's rated C-. There are no B and A-rated coaches that are for goalies. That's the unfortunate part. So AHL associate, pay him $500,000, and let's be done with it and advance a few days. So advancing now, unfortunately there were no new scouts to sign on. I looked, there was no one who was highly rated. Let's see here. I was going to accept your contract, but the role is already filled. Oh, wait, or is it? And I forgot to... Oh, wait, yeah, it's true. I forgot to move it. Oh, my goodness, of course. Our AHL associate was the one who quit and didn't re-sign. Ah, okay, we'll do Giroux. Sorry, that's my apology. Okay, AHL associate is filled. Michael Suchi, thank you very much. Let's try and get Giroux back. So our current AHL goalie coach, I'll move him to whatever. I'll move him to AHL associate. So this guy, I'll demote him to AHL assistant. This guy, I'll demote him to AHL associate. And now new NHL goalie coach will be Giroux. That's my bad. Okay, advancing once more. Happy to accept the deal was Leo Geisberger with that two-way deal. Ilya Plekhanov, thank goodness, 8 years, 5.85. Let's see, Boquist. Come on, buddy. Giving you a lot of money here. You have not offered me as many years as I'm looking for, right? But before you're going to accept it. So I got to play musical chairs with Claude Giroux, and Boquist signs on. Thank you very much. 1 year for him, but at the end of next season, we'll get him extended for hopefully close to that $6 million. Let's try to remember in January to try and send out that extension ASAP. All right, come on, Claude. Away, Claude. Let's go. Thank you. Happy to join the team. Want to thank you to reaching out. Blah, blah, blah. Look forward to making an impact. Claude Giroux staying in Philadelphia behind the bench for at least 8 more years. Hopefully someday to become the head coach. But for now, he will learn under the tutelage of the 3 other coaches on our staff. The very last thing to do this offseason will be to look at the draft classes. Now that we are moving into the long-term simulation, starting with at the end of next season most likely, I will not be putting as much vested interest into the draft and the scouting anymore because it'll just take way too long as we just simulate for 10 seasons. So I will just keep it as a medium class every year from here on out. Also, as we're moving towards the end of the series, I'll still be doing drafting manually and pretty much everything manually, but I gotta move through the years a bit more quickly, and that will also include auto scouting. So the scouts are being taken care of, but I can't dedicate 20 minutes 3 times a year. That's about an hour a season to scouting. Not gonna work if we're doing 10 straight seasons, so scouting will now be set to auto. Risto's demands have come down, but not enough. Still 5.25 that he wants, so unfortunately we're just not going to be able to keep him. Cal Foote would be the guy that I'd want to bring back on. We traded for him, so may as well try and keep him. Unfortunately, still wants a bit too much, but we have $5.875 million, so I can go for the 1 year at, say, 1 year 1.750 for a depth defenseman. I could do that. I would also be tempted to create some more competition in the bottom 6 for that 4th line spot. We know that Lindblom's on the left, but how about center and right wing? I'd be tempted to look at signing somebody, but we do have some of these options in the system already, like Madden, Denoyer, Douglas. So I think I'll hold off on that. But if somebody good is still available, I'm sure there will be, around 80 overall come the preseason and players aren't playing well, that'll be something we consider. But with all that now being done, let's sim to the beginning of next season and get an idea of how we think our lines will look for year number 7. Oh, and Cal Foote accepted the offer, so thank you very much. He will be 7th D to start the season. Okay, so here are the potential lines for the beginning of 2028-29. On the first line, we still have Nylander, Peterson, and Laine getting the +5. On the second line, Parros, Savoie at an 86, and Joey Pekka getting the +2. Now, Joey Pekka getting the +2 is great, but the 4th overall pick, Torsten Vikingstad, would give the line a +5. Keep that in mind. Third line, Paco, who's now an 83, Frost at an 84, and Mayorov at an 80. Fourth line, Lindblom at an 82 with Douglas and Vikingstad. Now, Vikingstad, 18 years of age, medium elite potential. I would rather put him first line AHL than fourth line NHL. But does he possibly find his way into the top 9? That's what we got to think about in the preseason, as is that second line right wing spot going to be something that we allow Pekka, Paco, Mayorov, Vikingstad to all audition for? That's something to think about. On defense, very excited to see that Hugo Brisebois has grown to an 85 overall at the age of 21, playing the full season with 93 overall Moritz Seider. That could be crazy. Very excited to see what he can do the first year of his 8-year deal. On the second pair, we have Plekhanov, who's still an 82, with Boquist at an 87. They get a 0 for the chemistry. And the third pair, Hakana, who's now an 83 overall, the 6th round pick back in 2026, now an 83 overall playing with Robertson, who's an 81. So the question is, could Hakana have gone second pair with Plekhanov? Maybe, but 2 defensive defensemen getting the -1, not ideal. So I don't mind Boquist being there. You know what? Even if maybe it is a 1-year thing. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise that he only signed for 1 year. But, you know, we got the 4th overall pick. It was just getting his rights. It's not like we traded a lot of value to get a lot of value back in Boquist. It was just his rights. So even if we lose him, we don't need to think like, oh, we lost that trade. On goaltending now, between the pipes, we see Thatcher Demko at an 89, backed up by Gascon, who's still at a 79. The scratches, Cal Foote at an 80, Madden at a 78, and Aston Reese at a 79. Down in the AHL, some of the players we'll be keeping eyes on as they grow. Do we give Denoyer a chance in the bottom 6? If yes, where does he go? Pan, a low elite prospect, he's growing. Kaskamaki, McGinnis, Geisberger, a lot of decent potential guys who are going to grow. Defense, Koyachanuk, Lyles, those guys. And goaltending, Len Oliver, now a 76 overall at the age of 22, medium starter. But Nikolai Lebedev, at the age of 21, is 74 overall with medium elite potential. So I would think that Lebedev starts, and Jaguar, 64 overall, medium elite, backs him up, and we find a trade for Len Oliver. So let me know your thoughts on that. Zacharias and Enland will also find ways into the lineup as they have potential to grow. And that's just about it for the lineup. Now, the other question that we will have headed into this, the question period for the assistant general managers heading into this next season will be the captaincies. Do we roll, hey, of course it's giving me the AHL, do we roll with 3 alternates? Or is it the time right away to give the seat to someone? And is that someone Moritz Seider? I think it's been pretty clear that it likely is. Come on, switch. There you go. But there have been some other options. Some people have suggested Patrick Laine. Even Oscar Lindblom could get the C, possibly in his last season with us. So all things to consider. As I'll currently give the 3 A's to Seider, Lindblom, and I suppose the other A could go to Laine for the moment. Maybe even to Nylander. I don't know. This is just to hold the placeholders for the moment. Do we go 3 alternates? Do we go captain? And if yes, who are the 2 or 3 alternates? Looking over in free agency, who's still available as we will begin the season soon. We still see Kent Johnson. Is he a UFA? Hold on. Even Alex Newhook. UFAs. Yeah, okay. RFAs, it's just Johnson. But UFAs, Alex Newhook is here, so Cohen 80 overall, not a bad option. Wade Allison there too. Alex Newhook, an 84 overall. Where did he play last season? Nowhere. The poor guy, he's 27 years of age. He's played 3 full seasons at the age of 27, a first-round pick in 2019. The poor guy. Just absolutely horrible luck in the EA system. Poor guy. Asking for $1 million as an 84 overall, second-line forward. The poor guy. I'd almost bring him back, but there's no room for him unless we give him the top 6 role, and then, no one gets to audition for it. But I don't think it would make much sense for us. And we'll end off the episode by looking at the trade blocks around the NHL, going very quickly because I know that there's probably not any trades we want to make, but good to keep in mind, of course, as we go through the season, so you'll know into next episode when we are live. Boone Jenner, Adam Lowry in Anaheim, prospects in Arizona, Chychrun, 3 years left, Ratcliffe, Pedersen, okay, some other names here in Boston, Buffalo, nobody really, Calgary, Athanasiou, prospects in Carolina, Chicago, Kempe, Wood, Mattheos, Sprong, Gru, Julien, some other prospects down the list. Landeskog, 1 year left. He's once again on the block, now at the age of 35, a 1-year deal. Gabriel Landeskog, last year on a very bad Avalanche team, 46 points in 82 games. He would possibly fit the third line. We'd have to scout him further. Unfortunately, we're still stuck with that head coach. Do we keep the head coach? Another question. McLeod, Veleno, Carlo, Boquist down the list. Columbus, prospects, Dallas, Texier, and Delandria. Trouba, Mantha, Strome, and a couple other 1-year guys in Detroit. Edmonton, we see Mangiapane, 3 years left on his deal. Mikheyev, 2 on his. Florida prospects, LA prospects, Minnesota prospects, Niedermeyer there on the Kings. Ehlers, Suzuki, 2 years left. Bertuzzi, 4 years left, and 1 year left from Gallagher, Fleury, Walker, and Rathbone on Montreal. Predators, Ferraro, the guy they just drafted like 2nd or 3rd overall, he's on the block. Fecal and other prospects. New Jersey, Bennett, Bean, Smith, Kapanen, Comtois, Sagan. My goodness, there's a lot of people on the block in the NHL. Tyler Sagan would be an interesting name. Possibly fits the second line. 1 year left. Last year, 4 points in 23 games. Year for that, 30 points. Yikes. Yeah. Over to the Islanders. Norris, Dvorak, Batherson. All multi-year guys. Rangers. Niels Lundqvist, Hayek, Suter, Zaboral. Ottawa Senators. Bernard Docker, Cahoon, DeBrusk, and Balsers. Hollander on the Penguins, Sharks prospects, Seattle Kraken, Schwartz, Beauvillier, Wenberg, Donato, a lot of 80 to 85 overall players you can see there. St. Louis, nobody. Tampa Bay, no one really. Toronto, no one really too special. Prospects in Vancouver. Clifton on Vegas, no one in Washington, and Winnipeg, McLaughlin. All right, former Flyer Mark McLaughlin. So if we did want to make a trade now or in the future, we do have a decent amount of trade capital. Of course, a ton of value from Moritz Seider, almost a full trade bar. Love to see it. Rookie skaters, a lot of unsigned guys who, sorting by trade value. There are a lot of unsigned guys down the list with the low elite, low top 6 potential, all that. We could use a good number of them if we want to move up for one kind of guy, depending on what kind of move we'd be making. But obviously we have more than we will need down the road. So with all that having been said, ladies and gentlemen, I will go ahead and close out the offseason there. It was a bit longer than I wanted it to be, but that's how the offseason goes. It was a big draft. We got Boquist on the team. We had some good growth. Now the question will be pretty much for lineup questions and captaincy questions, stuff like that. That is why you gotta leave your thoughts down here in the comments here on YouTube or over on the Discord server, link in the description. Be sure to get your thoughts in ASAP because in like 36 hours from this upload, 7 p.m., don't forget, on October the 8th, Saturday night here on YouTube, we will be live with episode number 23, the 2028-29 season, and hopefully postseason of our Flyers series. You won't want to miss it being here live to watch and react, as well as adding your thoughts with all the other assistant general managers in the chat. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the lineup thoughts because the bottom 6 is a bit tight, like with Viking stats and stuff like that. Big 4th overall pick. So I'll be looking forward to reading your thoughts on all of that. And I'm very excited to see you in the next one, live on Saturday night for year number 7.